What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, otherwise known as the greatest show in America, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles.
That's right, and I'm Brandon Bossert. And Trey, we've got a huge week this week. It is Week 7, the final week of the DIAA football season. A lot of huge games to get to this week.
Yes, and it is. It is the final week of the regular season, and boy, where there's some implications this week. I'm telling you, Brandon, we will begin tonight in Smyrna, Delaware. A lot on the line.
Yes.
5-1 Caesar
Huge
Rodney
game.
came into this game knowing that even with an outstanding record, they probably had to win to get into the playoffs.
Yes.
So that was easier said than done against Smyrna, especially when Smyrna's undefeated and CR hadn't beat the Eagles since November of 2013.
Wow.
So there's that as well. The winner comes out as the outright Henlopen North champion. Riders need to win to even sniff the playoffs. Not looking good early. Wayne Knight taking the pitch outside, 26 yards to the house. 2-point try, no good. After safety, 10-0 Smyrna. Next Eagles drive, first play, Aiden Sanchez, a bomb to Devin Smith, and he's gone, outrunning the defense 80 yards, and it's a 16-point game early in the first. Another Rider punt, another big play. Sanchez floating one to Yamir Knight, 86 yards, and just like that, Smyrna is up 22-0 in the first quarter.
Absolutely crazy. So the Riders in desperate need of some offense, threatening here. Tymir Woodland firing for Nathan Waite.
Okay.
And the Riders crack the scoreboard, but the Eagles offense just so good. Aiden drops back. Check this out, dropping change all night long in triple coverage right there to Devin DeMoe. And he's going to ride into another touchdown. And Aiden Sanchez throwing for 4 touchdowns. Smyrna takes the North with a 44-15 win over Caesar Rodney tonight.
I'm not trying to lose like last year against Middletown. I'm trying to go 1-0 next week. I'm just focused on next week. I'm not worried about the championship. I'm worried about next week.
Man, we're a force. We got so many weapons, and every job we're just trying to put the ball in the end zone, and I feel like we accomplished that a lot.
That's one of those things that you kind of wish for. You know, every season going in, you're like, oh, I hope our defense is good, because I know Smyrna's been known to have a good offense, but having this defense is just, it's relaxing knowing, I mean, nobody wants to make mistakes, but when you do, it's relaxing knowing the defense has got your back.
Brandon, flat out, Smyrna is a well-oiled machine. Got to give credit to Coach Mike Judy and his talented staff. But it's one thing to have the talent, even more to have the results. Getting the results is even harder. They took their lumps, I will say, and I wrote this down to remember, they took their lumps in the 2018 season when they started a young sophomore by the name of Aiden Sanchez at quarterback. A lot of people talked about that. It was not a good look, 3-6 on the year, but look how it works out. Look at the benefits of that. 6-0 now in Aiden's senior year. He is widely considered as one of the best offensive players in the entire state. And most of their games were not close this year. Pretty amazing. We'll see how it all shakes out, but they very well could be the #1 seed like we talked about in the office in Division I when the smoke clears tomorrow.
Yeah, like you said, starting Aiden Sanchez as a sophomore, you didn't see the results there, but you are seeing those results now. Aiden Sanchez, you see this on your screen right here, these highlights. What really impresses me is that Aiden Sanchez stands in there. You see him with pressure on every single one of those touchdown passes. And he delivers a quick ball, he delivers a tight spiral, and he delivers it where his receivers need it. This guy is an absolute stud at quarterback. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that they replace a guy like Nolan Henderson with a guy like Aiden Sanchez. That is just crazy. They're a football factory up there in Smyrna.
They're a quarterback factory, like your team, right?
But, I mean, when you talk about the offensive line and then you add in the weapons on the outside, along with another Knight brother in the backfield, I mean, this team just has everything on offense. They're going to be hard to stop. The question with Smyrna is going to be whether or not the defense is going to be good enough for them to get past Middletown and some of these other teams in Division I. All right, let's move on to another Division I matchup. We've got Caesar Rodney. Let's roll those highlights, or Sussex Central, I should say. This was another big game in Division I in the Henlopen North. Let's check out these highlights real. Milford is going to take this ball, a turnover right there to start this one. And let's check out these highlights right here. A few plays later, Gillis, backfield mate, Aaron Savells He's going to take it up the gut, 6-yard touchdown. Sussex Central would respond. Stratton would make up for his mistake. He caps off the next drive with a 5-yard touchdown. Game tied at 7, Trey, right here. Second quarter now, Stratton still making up for that fumble, and this would help. Takes it off tackle, and then watch a stiff arm right there. He's going to go 37 yards for another touchdown. Central looking good now. They started off slow, but Central's going to take control of this game. Golden Knights would cap off their first half with this, a great fake right there by the quarterback on the waggle. Zamir Gardner hits a wide open Sean McGee right there for the score, and Central finishes the season 5-2 on the year with a 28-16 win.
Let's take it to Felton, Delaware. Indian River searching for their first winning seasons since 2013. Lake with a freshman quarterback, Jonathan Tyndall. Spartans defense ferocious. Indians did not get much because of plays like that. Here's your first look at Tyndall. We saw him on Monday in that game in the Battle of the Bell where he took over for Galindez. Going to hit Jalen Morris. That was the connection today. Later is going to find Kendall Smith in the flat. Smith going to glide on in for a touchdown. Spartans leading 20-0 at the break. How about that? More from the Lake defense in this one. Check out Morris. Morris is another good young player. He's going to come up with the interception right here. Indian River had problems all night long. The Spartans finished the season with a strong showing. Tyndall did it all. 5 touchdowns from the freshman. How about it?
He is a stud, Trey. As a freshman, this kid has so much poise standing there in the pocket. You saw the pump fake. He's got it all. 4
through the air as Indian River falls to Lake Forest by a final of 32-14.
All right, congratulations to the Spartans there. Let's check in on some other scores from around the Henlopen. Congratulations to J.D. Mull's kids up at Cape. They win 28-16 against the Senators. They finished with a winning record for the first time since 2016. So congrats again to the Vikings. And then Tech with their first win of the year. They knock off Delcastle 51-14.
Yeah, also congratulations to Coach Jed Bell and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. They cap off a perfect regular season at 5-0 after they beat Caravel. 2 touchdowns for Jaden Baker, 2 for Kenny Newton, and Bridge. Once again, a lock for the D2 playoffs this year. How about Seaford last night getting their first win of the season in the final game of the season? They beat Polytech by a final of 32-14. Couple teams, did not play tonight. Delmar and Laurel, of course, play tomorrow evening. Overall, Brandon, I really want to point out before we go, great finish for a team like Sussex Central. You think about it, they started 1-2 to begin this year. Think about how easy it could have been for high schoolers, teenagers to pack it in, especially in a shortened season. What did they do? They kept fighting. They won their 4th straight tonight, and they are perhaps on the verge of another playoff berth in Division I. That would be their 3rd year in a row in the Division I playoffs, which by far is a very, very hard thing to do.
Yeah, especially this year in 2020 where you only have 4 teams. I just want to point out, Sunday at noon, that's when we find out who the official 4 teams in Division I and Division II are that make it to the tournament. We've got so many questions right now. All we know right now is Smyrna's in, Middletown's in Flight A up in the Blue Hen. And then the other 2 spots, we're not sure as of right now. We still have another big game tomorrow in Division I between St. George's and Salesianum. We've got 3 teams between Hodgson, St. George's, and Central. 2 of those teams are more than likely going to make the playoffs in Division I, and I'm really hoping Central's able to make it in because their 2 losses to CR and to Smyrna, 2 5-win teams, 2 teams that were competing for the North Championship tonight. That's a good squad up in Georgetown. They've got a ferocious defense, and they've got a great ground game up there with a couple of great backs. I would love to see them.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling that Coach Wells and his squad wishes that they had that CR game back because if they got that game back, they would almost be a lock.
And don't forget, they also had the lead against Smyrna as well.
Yeah, they are by far the hottest team right now, outside of the undefeated teams, by far the hottest team in high school football in the state of Delaware. But that is going to do it for our A block. When we come back, it's playoff season in the other fall sports of the DIAA as well. Henlopen Conference just showing off in the Division I field hockey bracket. That and more when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
My name's Aiden Sanchez from Smyrna High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.